If you are currently on your health and fat loss expedition, you would have experienced those bad days. You know, those days where things don't go according to plan. You know, those days where you don't hit your step targets, or those days where you totally overshoot your calorie targets. Also, those days where you maybe totally oversnack or overindulge in the snacks in the snack cupboard, where you don't even want to face logging those calories just because. Anyone who is on the health and fat loss expedition, myself included back in the days, have experienced those bad days. Those days where nothing goes according to plan. Here's the thing though, you think it's those bad days that ruin all your progress. And you want to take those days and put them to the back of your mind, you know, in that part of your brain where you totally forget about everything. Well, guess what? You shouldn't be doing that. Because it's those bad days, those struggle days that actually matter the most. Those are your days when your fat loss expedition is won. Not like one uno, like the number one, but won like as in victory. Those days where you struggle, those bad days, you think they are ruining your progress. And maybe you are letting them ruin your progress. But my friends, you have to embrace those struggle days. You have to embrace those bad days. You have to acknowledge them. You have to accept them because that is where your success actually lies. Why do I say that? Well, how you navigate the bad days is what matters. What you learn from those bad days or from those struggle days, that is what is so important. But you cannot learn from them if you keep pushing them to the back of your brain where you forget about all of it. Taking ownership of those struggles, taking ownership of those bad days. Yes, I know it is difficult, but it is so damn important. And what's also very important is how you move forward from those struggle days. Instead of beating yourself up about it and throwing away 3 or 4 or 5 days or even weeks after 1 or 2 struggle days, how you proceed after that bad day is what is going to set you up for success. On that note, welcome to this episode of the Mandy Mayer podcast. As per usual, this is the podcast where we chat all about your health and fat loss and how you are going to achieve those health and fat loss goals as you move forward on this expedition of yours. Fat loss isn't won on your best days. Fat loss is won on your worst days. Just let that sink in for a moment. Everyone always wants to show up when things are going good, which there's absolutely nothing wrong with doing that. Whilst the motivation is high, of course, show up and smash out those daily non-negotiables. But what's more important than that is showing up on those struggle days, is showing up on those bad days, is showing up when you don't want to show up. That is where you win this health and fat loss thing. Now, we all see these selfies of someone in the gym or someone with the food that they are about to eat. And we see a transformation picture that goes with that. And in your mind, you might be, oh, well, they ate that salad or they went to that gym or they did that exercise. And that is how they won at fat loss. But what they didn't post with their transformation pictures or with their victory pictures was waking up early to go for that run or do that exercise even if they hadn't slept well the night before. What you don't see is when someone is super stressed but they still stick to their nutritional plan or to the exercise plan. What you don't see is someone being super emotional but still sticking to the plan no matter how difficult it is. What you don't see, the photos that they don't post, is them showing up when they don't want to do it. And those are the things that actually lead to them succeeding and to being able to post those transformation pictures. And yes, it's amazing to have great days, but as I mentioned, it's those struggle days that are setting you up for success. Because how you push through those struggle days is, well, going to give you confidence to continue pushing. You see, your bad days will teach you far more than what your good days will. Your bad days, your struggle days will teach you about your triggers. They will teach you about how you move forward if you are emotional. They will teach you about your triggers when you are stressed. They will teach you as to how you navigate the whole plan when things aren't going according to plan. Your struggle days or your bad days will teach you about your mindset and how you navigate the difficult times, and also how you move forward after a struggle day. And if you don't have these bad days or you don't have these struggle days, how are you going to learn everything that I just mentioned? If everything is smooth sailing and everything is always going good, what happens 6 weeks or 8 weeks down the line when all of a sudden life happens? All of a sudden, there's a speed bump. All of a sudden, there's a hurdle. What are you going to do? Just give up? Well, no, that's not an option. But a lot of the times it does happen because you haven't learned how to deal with the struggles or with the bad days, because maybe you've just been pushing them to the back of your mind. Maybe you haven't been acknowledging them. Maybe you've just totally ignored the fact that it was a bad day because, like I said, you didn't want to accept it. When I see the picture of winning, I don't see a picture of perfection. I see a picture of someone who shows up even when they don't want to. When I see a picture of winning, I don't see a picture of someone that only had good days. I see a picture of someone that had many different struggles, but those struggles were the things that taught them how to navigate all of that in the future. And that is what helped them with their consistency. And that is what helped them win. The biggest problem is that we want it to be easy. We want it to be smooth sailing. You maybe want only good days because you don't want to have to deal with the struggle days or the triggers or the emotions or the stress or having to wake up early in the morning to go for an exercise session when you barely slept last night. No, no one wants to deal with that. Everyone only wants to deal with the good. But this is me telling you now, those bad days, those struggle days, those are the things that are going to teach you so many valuable lessons when it comes to navigating this thing called health and fat loss. Those days are going to be the days that teach you that it's progress over perfection. And like I said, that is what is going to lead to your amazing consistency. So in short, don't wish away the bad days. And also be willing to grow from the bad days. Be willing to learn from the struggles. Be willing to acknowledge and accept the struggles. Be willing to log those extra snacks that you ate. Why? So that you can actually learn from it. You can learn about the nutritional values. You can learn about what your triggers were and why you overindulged in snacks. Don't beat yourself up about it to the point where you think it's a major train smash and you start resenting your actions, because that's not a very ideal way forward. I'm working on a project in the background that I haven't spoken about yet. And it's seen me having to go back in time over a year, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years, maybe even more, and just recap a lot of what has taken place in my life and my health and fat loss expedition. And as I was thinking about the last 5 years, I was like, sure, Mandy, it hasn't come easy, has it? One thing, it definitely has not been smooth sailing. There has been a huge amount of struggles that I have faced, whether it's been in a business, whether it's been with my own health and fat loss, or whether it's been with family members. But I can sit here today and I can tell you now with a smile on my face that every single struggle that I have gone through, I have actually taken the time to identify something that I have learned from it, to identify a victory that has come out of that struggle, and also to identify how I have navigated that struggle so that if it happens again in the future, I've got a way forward of how to work through it. My mindset is that there's something magical in every single struggle that we deal with or that we face, no matter where it is. And if it's on your health and fat loss expedition, I can tell you now that these struggles that you are dealing with, these bad days, they are setting you up for something magical. You just can't see that right now, but I know it because I have been through it. I have experienced it. But to experience that magic of the struggle, you have to be willing to accept the struggle, work through the struggle, and to learn from the struggle, because that is where growth takes place. And like I said, that is actually where you win this thing called health and fat loss. On that note, I'm going to love and leave you like I usually do. Keep smiling, keep laughing, and keep being kind to one another. Much love, your friend who has been through all the struggles, Mandy.